And we're back with some more Glebe. Again. Gleba again. Sorry, I keep getting that wrong. Alright, I did a little bit of testing on the side. Well, when I say testing, I mean I tried to explain myself as I was going. It was a horrible mess. This is a bit messy the way this planet works. Let me try and demonstrate it here. I've also installed a mod that's for colorblind people. Some people were like having a little bit of problems with the colors, so we've changed it so it should hopefully be more visible. Anyway, this is a Yamako tree. It produces 50 fruit. Then that is one of the main renewable resources. What you do is you harvest that tree, you get the 50 fruit, and then you can process it to make Yamako mash. And every time you process it, you have a 2% chance of getting a seed. Any seeds there? Well, not yet. And then what you can do is you can use those seeds to replant the tree and have more of them. So that way it's sort of renewable, so long as you keep replanting the seeds. And it's the exact same over here with this thing, the jelly stem plant. It produces 50 resources as well, 2% seed drop. So effectively it's just renewable resources so long as you replant the seeds. And to make it all work, you need, where is it? Ah yes, this building, the agricultural tower. This one took me a little time to figure out as well. Agricultural tower basically replants the trees, but it'll only work in land it grows on. So, for example, it'll only work over here in this swamp area for the purple plant, and it'll only work over here in this green area for this green plant. So they need special soil to grow in, meaning you can't just plant them anywhere and start feeding them directly into your system. But I figure we'll set up here. There's a little bit of an open area here where we can hopefully build our base. However, before we start building, we're going to send this ship back to home base to grab some more resources for us. Now, this ship, it seems, moves too fast. I've been advised I should maybe tweak the speed a little bit. Because it moved at 300 kilometers or something, that's too fast and could result in damage to the ship because of running into asteroids. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect these 3 engines over here by disconnecting this. Yeah, I know my piping's a nightmare. I apologize, but, you know, it is what it is. Now, you, let's send you back home, and hopefully this time nothing will distract us along the way. Pause thrust. Navis. And go. And see, we immediately go up to 300 kilometers. Like, even with the even with the engines unplugged, it's still going. Oh, it's less fuel in it. Okay. That's fine, we're slowing down a bit already. Okay, and this must be distance to planet. Right, so as that green bar fills, we know how close we're getting. This seems better. I made some modifications over here to make sure that we had more space to hold ice, because I figured ice was the most important thing, because that provides us with fuel. And now it's set to 1,000. So do you guys want to process some more ice? Whoa. Okay, it's better when we go a bit slower, it seems. We can definitely grab more asteroids as we go this way. Yeah, you're already full. From now on, you're only getting ice. I figure if that guy can only grab one thing before he fills up, like, he outputs onto this line, I saw it last time, and he's basically jammed until the rest of the things output. Wow. Okay, so we're full of junk. I may need to set up some automation on that later. For now, I want to set that ship, well, I want to go back to Navis, and I want to tell Navis to load that ship up with some resources. Give me a few minutes. Given our limited resources here, it's time to set up a few things in the background while we're waiting. For one thing, we've got the construction robots, so let's put in a solar blueprint. Solar on this planet is going to be very different than what we're used to. 1 second. This here is the start of our solar stamp. It's, yeah, I can tell you this looks very weird, but there's reasons behind that. This here is the Factorio forums, and this little post here is just an amazing piece of work. Normally on Navis, the starting planet, you would need 0.847 accumulators for every 1 solar panel. Meaning 1,000 solar panels would require 847 accumulators and you're done. However, what happens if you have higher quality accumulators? Higher quality as solar panels, that type of stuff. And this thing just breaks it all down. Also, different planets have different night cycles and day cycles and power outputs and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I'm not, like, that would take a lot of time to work out. Or you could just come here and find out that we're on Gleba. We have level 2 accumulators and solar panels, and we need 0.393 accumulators for every solar panel, or zero point 0.4 of a solar panel for, or zero point 0.4 of an accumulator for every solar panel. Or, easier way to think of it, about 5 solar panels and 2 accumulators is a good balance. And that means we'd use all the power we get and store it away. So that's why our little solar stamps are going to look different than normal. Though it appears I did not bring enough level 2 solar panels with us. We'll have to make sure the ship brings back a few more of those when it returns. So what we've done here is just made a bunch of requests on Event Horizon for resources from Navis. And Navis can provide all of the necessary resources to Event Horizon. So if we check in here, we've got requests for steel, processing units, engine, like all sorts of stuff. And then we just leave the requests here, make sure they're available on Navis in some sort of request or passive provider chest, and done. So for example, for rocket fuel here, we've just got this feeding off this line. We've got lots of, well, very jerry-rigged stuff. Oh, you. This is for copper. This is for steel. We've got another one over here for, where is it? Blue circuits. So blue circuits, electric motors, like all of those. We just stuck them in to feed off the line. And that's it. And then what happens is these rockets just grab it and launch it automatically. We don't even have to do anything. Next up, 100 transport belt are going to be sent up to the ship in orbit. All right, while you're doing that, we'll go back and have... Ooh. Yeah, this place is spooky now. All right, we need to get started here, though. I've been spending too long on the other planet. We should really be on this planet that we came to. So, agricultural tower or biochamber? I'm thinking agricultural tower first. That's going to require 10 steel plate, 3 electronic motors, 20 spoilage, and 1 landfill. The landfill should be pretty handy. All we need is rocks for that. Which means we should probably go find some more of those stalagmite-type things. Ah, here. Iron stromatite. Perfect. That gives us some stone. That should hopefully give us enough to at least get us started. Actually, wait. What am I doing? There's an actual stone piece over here somewhere. Ah, here we are. Yeah, this could take a while. How much of this landfill do we need? Just 1, I believe. So 1 piece of landfill, 20 spoilage, 3 electronic components, and 10 steel plate. Might need to put together a bit of a smelter for a minute. Back to the good old days of just plunking stuff down and chucking things into it. That'll get rid of some of the spoilage, and that will give us some copper plate. Oh, and you notice there we have 2 jelly nut seeds and 6 Yumako seeds. So we've actually got seeds already to plant. We just have no way of planting them just yet. And you know what? You can make us some steel. In fact, we'll put together maybe a few steel production facilities here. Okay, finally, an agricultural tower. All right, we'll chuck you together. We'll let you finish, I suppose. Yeah, we're going to need all of that. We're going to pop over to... Actually, this place is closer over on the right. We're going to pop over here, and we're going to chuck one of these down. Now, question is... Actually, let's check it over here. I think it needs to be on... Yeah, see the ground that's bright green? I think bright green is where they can plant. And anything that's yellow, that's a no-go. So what we want to do is find out where's the best place to put it that can get us the maximum amount of plantage. So, for example, over here on this yellow soil, the soil that's showing up as yellow, can't plant seeds. No spots seedable by inputs. So, no, you gotta go. So, we'll move it back. I don't really want to plug this in just yet until we have some way of consuming them, because I think once we put this down, it's going to start eating the plants. Or as in, you know, knocking them down. We'll put you there for now. We won't hook up the power, though. What kind of seeds can you plant? Yumako trees. Grand. We will stick in Yumako seeds. And then I think we'll come back with better power than using our substations. These substations are a little bit expensive. No point using them here. It would appear the Event Horizon has completely loaded itself up. There is no more requests coming in here. And it's full of stuff. Excellent. Now let's fire it back. You pause thrust. Give me... Gleba. Excellent. No one loading. You get there. Automatic. And what speed are you doing now? Hey, 219, 220. Okay, it's slower getting there. I'm kind of okay with that. This one's also been set to only collect ice, so it's going to ignore everything else. So could you get that? Yeah, there you go. I just want to make sure we get enough ice, because ice is all we really care about, because it's what we require for fuel. Well, okay, we're going to need iron, but iron's easy peasy to get your hands on. Just ice is the one thing we seem to struggle for consistently. Also, give me a stack inserter there. Better. I feel like this needs to be a better filling mechanism for the guns. They're holding up for now at these speeds, but once we start getting up to higher speeds, this could become problematic. How are you looking now? Like, there is an awful lot more ice in there. That means we'll definitely have more than enough to stockpile it up. And how are you guys doing? Oh, yeah. Fuel-wise, yeah, this eats a lot of fuel. Like, if we want to restock this, I'd almost want to double up on the amount of water and fuel we're producing. Though I have noticed a science we could get that would make it a lot faster. We'll have to look into that. But for now, yeah, we're in orbit. Done. Let's start dropping stuff down. We're actually tossing ice out the window. How bad is that? How are you looking? If fuel is replenishing quickly, asteroids are not getting too close. Those guns are doing a damn good job. Like, they smash those things apart super quick. Alright, okay. Now, dropping stuff down to the planet. Yes. We're going to want all the concrete. Yeah, just drop the lot of it, please. We're also going to want blue circuits. Nope, yeah, 1, 2, 3 blue circuits. Yeah, 3 stacks of blue circuits. Okay, we got a little bit more than we bargained for. That's fine. Then, yeah, the motors. What else? Iron plate. Yeah, there's a couple of stacks of iron plate. You're always going to need that stuff. Oh. Wait, what was there? Nope, I think we got the pipes downstairs. Steel, that was it. Give us all the steel. Also, as well as that, we can get rid of those. Everything else we'll kind of leave. We would like more of those solar panels, please. Yep, we'll take the lot of them. And construction robots? Nah, we got enough down there. Give us a bunch of those transport belts, though. We can always use more transport belts. And I think that should sort us for now. Alright, you. We will take... I think all of it would be a good call. All of it. Now, we would like to be a filthy pocket crafter and craft a rocket silo in our pocket. Yep, that's right. We're going to craft a rocket silo in our pocket because that's just how we roll around here. We are that bad. That is just peak Factorio being able to do that. Pocket crafting a rocket silo, just absolutely mental. All right, you. Give us that right there. And you. Oh, no, give us... You guys, stop that. 1 second, we're missing something. Where are they? Took me a second to find it. Productivity modules Mark III. Stick them in there. Now, give me some inserters. And, oh yeah, maybe I took all of these out. You guys can go in there, you guys can go in there, and you guys can go in there. Want to fill that up? Oh, should have brought some speed modules with us. This might take a little time otherwise. You know what? It's fine. Considering the productivity bonus we're getting from the rare productivity modules, this should be done in a reasonable time frame, and we don't need this place to be too fast just yet. Excellent! So now we have a way off this rock if things go horrifically wrong. We can hop on the rocket silo and just fly away. How's our power looking? Grand. Excellent. Now, originally, the plan was as follows. We would build the agricultural science packs here, we would combine them with science packs we brought from back home, and then we would use those to knock out just a few crucial scientists and then get off this hellhole. However, there is some minor problems with that, I've been advised. One, it would require a lot of effort, and two, we might just ship them back. It might be easier to ship the science home. Problem with shipping the science home is it spoils. 1 hour after you produce this science, it literally turns into spoilage. As well as that, the more spoiled it is when you stick it into a science lab, the less science you get out of it. So sending it back home might be a little bit problematic. I'd like to try it anyway, just to see. It cuts down on our footprint here quite a bit. But realistically, all we want from here is biolabs would be good. I'd also like to get our hands on advanced asteroid processing. Productivity modules level 3 would be nice. I mean, and if we're going all out like Spidertrons, a few things would be good to get from here. But it's just a case of, can we afford all the science that goes into it is the question. I suppose we'll find out. Ooh, also fish breeding. Breed fish? Ooh, oh yeah, we need the fish breeding for the Spidertrons. Yeah, Spidertrons cost a fish, don't they? Yes, 1 raw fish. And if we want an elite one or a rare one, we need to, well, get ourselves a really well done fish. Okay, we need to get started on actual production. Problem is, to do production, we need these things, biochambers, and they require one pentapod egg, which you don't have. Turns out pentapod eggs also rot, but they rot into like a little creature that attacks you. We haven't noticed. We had pentapod eggs, and I'm pretty sure they got killed at some point, and we never even noticed because, well, when they transformed, our lasers absolutely blasted them out of existence, and our energy shields tanked out of their hits and was like, yeah, whatever, bro, we don't care. You guys, come here. Yeah, you're all, like, whatever. Whoa, 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 whoa. And done. Right, did we just get a pentapod egg out of that, maybe, or anything? Yeah, we got 8 pentapod eggs. Perfect. What's over here? Huh. Small raft egg. Small wriggler pentapod. Never mind, it's dead. Okay, we need a bunch of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Why can't we craft the 10th one? We need another pentapod egg. Fine. I think a 9 should be enough to get us started. We're going to need more pentapod eggs, though, to keep this whole system running. But let's just wait until these are finished. And then we should be good to actually start our crafting. A lot of the things we've been building here require landfill. So, agricultural tower, landfill. Biochamber, landfill. Each landfill costs 50 stone. So, we have 3 mining drills set up over here just to get stone so that we can craft more landfill. And yes, we are still on the filthy pocket crafting stage, but that is fine. Once we get this stuff laid down, we should be good to go. And I'm kind of tempted to move that cargo landing pad over to the right, so that gives us more place to lay out our solar. What's in there? Yeah, you know what? We can move you. Checking out this biochamber, it seems it's basically like a chemical refinery. Pretty much. It can make rocket fuel, heavy oil cracking, light oil cracking. Okay then. Oh, and there's one important one here. Pentapod egg recipe. This allows you to take 1 pentapod egg and turn it into 2, meaning you don't have to go out and kill everything. However, spoil time is 15 minutes, and the spoil result is 1 big premature wriggler pentapod that will then try and eat your face. Unless you're equipped with lasers and shields, in which case it kind of just tickles you a bit before it dies. Alright. We need to do a few things. 1, this needs some sort of nutrients to function, I believe. Let's try just selecting something like Yamako processing. Yeah. That pizza slice, that means it needs the nutrients. So nutrients are required to make these things work, not electricity. They're not electrically powered, they're biologically powered. Going on the theme of this entire planet, it seems. So, let's figure out how we're going to do this build. This is sort of the plan, I think. Maybe, kinda. What we want to do is grab, well, something like this. Produce about 100 science per minute. Maybe probably less, like 75 should be good. We're going to stick productivity modules and everything to cut down on the pollution footprint. My understanding is it's spores, not pollution, that cause problems here, and spores happen when you chop down trees. So every time we chop down trees, that's what leads to more threats. Pollution doesn't. Could be wrong, but if it's the pollution that causes the problems, then we should go with productivity modules. Probably speed beacons or something like that. So that will require more energy, and more energy will actually require more nutrients. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this is a bad idea. We'll find out, I suppose, soon enough. But as you can see, there's not a lot that goes into this. We're going to need 2 science buildings, 3 pentapod buildings, 1 biofuel thingy to make nutrients or something, 1 bioflux chamber, and 1 breaking down one of the fruits and 1 breaking down one of the other fruits. It's not exactly a lot going on here, which is why I was pretty happy with how it looked. But we'll see how the implementation works. One thing to remember about these is, say, nutrients here. Yeah, this has a spoil time of 5 minutes, meaning you got to use it immediately. And this nutrients is what actually powers everything. So what we want is this to produce nutrients, and then the nutrients to be used really quickly. So we might have to put some fancy automation on here to fix things up a bit. This over here takes rot and turns into nutrients. So what we want is this to start producing nutrients first. If we're running short on nutrients, this one can top up the belt. And then we use everything else along here to, well, build what we want. You're bioflux? We're going to need something to fill you up with bioflux first, which means you need to get fed this guy. So this guy requires jelly and Yamako mash. That should be fairly handy. We'll just, 1 second. The theory here is pretty terrible, but I'll try and explain my thinking. One side of this belt is going to be dedicated to nutrients, which will be used to power all of these. Think of this as a power line running through the center of all of these buildings. So they pull all their nutrients off the belt. However, every so often stuff will go off in here. Maybe the nutrients go off, or maybe some of the ingredients go off. If that happens, then what will happen is this red inserter will output it to the opposite side of the belt. So half the belt should be nutrients, half the belt should be rot. And then all the rot will get sucked up by this, or sorry, spoilage will get sucked up by this and turned into more nutrients. In theory, I haven't actually turned it on or tested it in any way, but this is how my brain is trying to solve this weird conundrum that is this base. Alright, we've got a few things down here, but what we do need is some way of getting the Yamakos here. So we need the Yamako mash, and we need the, we need the jelly nuts, and we need the Yamakos over here. We only need one belt of each, or one going into each, so we could probably just pull these in straight. Like, sort of like that. No need to do anything fancy, realistically. Ta-da! Oh my god, this is horrifying. Yes, this is going to be my attempt at making this work first time round. So, be gentle. Like, I'm sure there will be some refinements to the procedure. It's not, yeah, we can actually get rid of that. Perfect. So, yeah, messy. Messy is probably the best word to describe it. Okay, here's the theory anyway. Just to ignore this biochamber over here for the moment. We get in the fruit here and here. So where'd they come from? They'll come from the tree plantations. That gets turned into bioflux, right? That bioflux will pass down here and pass to this guy. So the bioflux produced by this guy from these two fruit stuff will get passed out to this guy, and he'll turn some of that bioflux into nutrients. Right. So those nutrients, sorry, one second, that's where the bioflux comes out. And grand, so the bioflux goes in there, and that turns into nutrients. Those nutrients will spit out here. So those nutrients will go out onto this belt on this side, so the left-hand side of the belt, and they'll spin around here. And then everything in here can pick them up. So this guy can pick it up, and it'll power him. All of them will get powered by this nutrients, basically. Including this. This is going to be the science, but we haven't actually unlocked the science yet, and we also need another building, but that'll come back later. So anyway, that bioflux goes around and does its thing. Then it comes over here. We're going to get nutrients to come in here. We're also going to get pentapod eggs and water. The water is going to come from, well, over here somewhere. We'll feed that in. The pentapod eggs, well, it's basically a replication method for pentapod eggs. So you feed it nutrients, pentapod, and water, and it spits out 2 pentapod eggs for every one you put in. So, when this produces the 2 pentapod eggs, they will get grabbed by this red inserter, which will dump them out into this belt. So will this one, and then it'll come around here and pass by all 3 of them. Do you need a pentapod egg? Pick one up, spit it out. Do you need a pentapod egg? Pick one up, and then spit them out. Once all of them are full, it'll keep rotating them around, and then eventually they'll come over here and get fed into the science. The science needs a pentapod egg and bioflux. Maybe bioflux can come from here, and in fact we'll just extend that on a little bit. There's going to be another science assembler over here. Now, how do we output the science is the question. Probably out the front. You know what, we'll worry about that in a minute. For now, we have to go and grab ourselves another biochamber, which means we have to go kill some more junk and steal their babies. Now, where are they? There's one down here. I'll have a quick scout around, though, just to make sure there's none we missed. Where are you? Over here somewhere? Ah, there we go. They are a big one. Right, egg raft. Whatever. Let's go in and kill him. Yeah. Whoa. Got a little bit stuck on something. That guy can take a pounding. Holy Christ. What are you made of? Okay, we got ourselves some eggs. Which is sort of what we came for anyway. Water cane. Huh. That produces 10 wood? Or 1 wood. Never mind, it's tiny. Okay, let's get going. How many pentapod eggs we get? 9. That should be more than enough to get us started. I probably should have hooked up the transport belt to the fruit beforehand. You know what? It's fine. We have, I think, an hour before these things go off. 14 minutes? Right, 14 minutes. That's fine. It's fine. Transport belt from here. You. Okay, transport belt. God, I probably should have invested in logistics robots. That didn't work. Why not? Well, I don't think we're going to hook these up just yet. I don't think we have time. So instead, we're going to do a little bit of manual crafting, I think. Okay, you go in there. Okay. Actually, we've got power, right? Nope. We're going to just do this. It'll be fine. You go in there too. Perfect. We can double up both of you guys. Now, we just need enough nutrients to get this kick-started, and to do that, we can put this in there. Oh, actually, wait, we should probably get some of our nutrients to start. You're going to output there and then input back in, so this should actually be the perfect spot. Give us 2 nutrients, please. Once you finish crafting all that other junk we've queued up. Right, you, 2 nutrients. Oh, wait, first, we're going to give you the spoilage to work. Then we're going to give you 2 nutrients. And, yeah, you consume it. Boom, you pop it out. Are you... Okay. How are you out of nutrients? You produce nutrients, you muppet. Have we messed this up by making its power requirements so high it literally can't produce enough nutrients? That would be kind of awesome if it can't produce enough nutrients to help itself out. You know what? Let's put this... Ooh. Need to find some way to make this nutrient, so we might have to handcraft a little bit. You give me half of that, and give me half of that. Fine, we're going to craft all of this stuff by hand, then we're going to make a whole bunch of bioflux, then we're going to dump it into this guy and make ourselves a whole bunch of nutrients. Oh, a couple of things to note. These things actually have a built-in basic 50% production bonus. So this means if you put in, say, your Yumako seed, your Mako plants in here, you have a 2% chance of getting back Yumako seeds, and you get 50 mash or 50 Yumakos per plant, which means at 100% productivity, you're always going to get back the seeds you want, or you will always get back the seeds and be able to continue on. However, with the 50% bonus, that means you'll get 3 seeds back, or you'll get 1.5 seeds back for every plant you harvest, which means you should start accumulating seeds after a while. In theory, a lot of this is all just theory at the moment, unfortunately. This is mostly produced then. Can we start making bioflux? What? No, why not? Why can't we make the bioflux? What are you doing? Give me some nutrients. Any nutrients. Recipe cannot be crafted by hand. Oh, get you muppets. I think we're going to need some more spoilage to make this work. Like, a lot more spoilage. So, speaking of spoilage, pretty sure there's a bunch of it out there for us. Right. Then you have more spoilage, and we are going to handcraft a bunch of nutrients to dump into you. And we're about to have a whole bunch more spoilage to feed you quite shortly. And... Great. Well, that was not very productive. I think I maybe need to go back to the drawing board. Wait. No, I think we're golden. We've got bioflux here. We just have to turn that into... Yeah, there we go. That actually gives us a decent... That gives us a decent hit. And all of it's being sucked up by these machines. No, you guys need to stop. This is badly organized on my part. My apologies. You're not outputting... Oh, you've actually output... Oh my god. Rot! Rot, I tell you! We need to, like, get rid of all of that. So this is the nightmare people were talking about. It's okay, we can sort this out. Probably. We will have to start automating the plants, though. I think, and we also need a way to get rid of the rot off the line. Okay, that gave me a bit of a startle. I think that was the pentapod eggs. Yeah, probably. Looks like we're going to have to get more of those. Okay, this is kind of looking okay-ish, but we do need a way to filter out the rot at the end of the line. So, probably an inserter. This is an interesting mess. Okay, we need to get more plants in for you two guys so that you can get started. The rot recycling seems to be working okay over there. I forgot about the rot recycling over here, but that can be fixed. And what we really need now is to gain access to the agricultural science pack. We need to craft 100 items of bioflux. So, give me those nutrients. Or maybe not. What we need to do is hook up more plants to this. That's right. I forgot to hook them all up because of the enormous amount of time and effort involved in getting them over there. But you know what? We'll just do a little bit more manually harvesting for now. And we'll use that to just get us over the hump to get agricultural science started. Hey! Already done. Perfect. That means... Give me that guy there. No, we need to come back another notch. Damn it, I did this wrong. You, give me agricultural science. Perfect. Okay, so pentapod eggs go in there. You guys need to be gassed up. You need, okay, pentapod eggs as well. So pentapod eggs come in from there. You're going to get bioflux from there. Yeah, perfect. Now we just need outputs for you guys. Okay, we're going to have that output directly into the rocket silo because why not? That should be it. Okay then, you have your jelly nut. You, yeah, no, we give you your macos already. Damn it. Ah, we need more pentapod eggs. No. Before we hook up any more pentapod eggs, we're going to actually finish out the, these damn things over here. So we need power. And of course, I forgot to bring any power poles, didn't I? Yeah. So all we have is lots and lots of, these things. We're about to do one of the most expensive power runs for no reason at all. And the thing is, this is going to fill up this line massively, so I think we want to limit it. Okay, enable, disable if your macro is above, like, say 100? Yeah, that should be fine. And then we'll give you a stack inserter because we want you to be quick about it. Okay, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, you're planting seeds. You don't need the jelly nut seeds, but you are planting the Yamako ones. You gonna harvest anything anytime soon, either? What you doing, buddy? You're cutting the reeds? Is that guy just giving us wood? I hate you right now. You know what? Worry about it later. Give me a couple of plants. We'll sort you out when the time comes. Hey, there we go, look. They've finally done the Yamakos. About frickin' time. Ah, you. Read belt contents. Hold all belts. Dear Lord, that was messy. Okay. Where are you guys going? No, I want you to read the contents of the entire belt. Alright, there we go. We accidentally have put 300 and something of those on the entire belt. That guy's done, and you can... No, there's no need for enable disable on you. But you are enable disable, so you won't turn on again for a while. That is a problem. We now have a bunch of fruit that's about to go off on the line. And a bunch of wood. Great. Now we just need to do the other side real quick before this all falls apart horrifically on us and everything breaks. Yo, Event Horizon, you drop down... Do you have any more power poles? It's fine. We can make our own. Okay, let's do this. And give me a regular power pole. You're gonna break all the wood? Yeah. Same again. This time we selected the right thing, which was jelly nuts. And there they come. Perfect. Let's get out of here. I think that's everything. Nope, a little bit more rot. Done. Okay. We may, just may, be able to get this base running now. Oh no, we need to get pentapod eggs. Okay, I'll go off and grab some pentapod eggs in a second. How are these guys looking? Pale. Not doing very well. You're out of nutrients. Alright, where the hell are my pentapod eggs? We need to go pick a fight real quick. The whole system is now sort of booted, kind of. The only thing we're missing is we need to get seeds. And get those seeds automated returning to the tree planters. There's something here. Where? Ah, there you are. Perfect. You've secured the necessary eggs. Let's go. Oh, and you. Here's some seeds. Okay, you. Pentapod egg. Nope. Cool. 2 of them have now spun up. Is it in time? Who knows? Will a whole bunch of fruit go off? Probably. Is it a mess? Very much so. Did I maybe make a huge mistake here and not actually set this to hold the information for the entire line? Yes. Is now this entire belt full of fruit that we'll never be able to use in time? More than likely. Is this going to end our game? Probably not. Hopefully. Read belt contents. Hold it for the entire belt. We have 1,200 jelly fruit nuts on the belt. 1,200. Easy peasy. Oh, Christ. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, are we making science yet? Are we making science yet? What are you missing? Pentapod egg. Okay, fine. What do you got? You're missing bioflux? No problems. We can get you your bioflux. Right, okay, things are moving. Things are moving. Things are moving. What we need to do, though, is get rid of rot. Why won't you fill into that? Okay, we need to have an inserter to remove rot. Cool. Rot goes back on the belt. That means this should start filling up with science. I think it's kind of working. Now, the concern would be that we would not be able to produce the eggs, or the eggs would produce too much, and they would stick on the belt and eventually rot. What we need to start doing now is putting in speed beacons. But I think it's kind of working. How much can they hold in here? 1,000 can go per rocket. Cool. Well, this little mess seems to be kind of working. We just need to make it faster. A lot faster. And we also need to put on ways to get the seeds back out again. Oh, yep, science is starting to back up. We need to deliver the cargo to the Event Horizon immediately. And then we need to send the Event Horizon back. Now, the question is, can we round trip the Event Horizon? Oh, damn, that's loud. Oh, wow, that just redlines our power grid massively. That's not great. Huh. Sunshine will be here in no time. Should maybe bring back some more solar panels with the next run also. Alright, Event Horizon. You fully loaded? Yeah, Gleba. I'm trying to automate this, so make that ore. Ha! Beautiful. So, on the way back, I don't think you need that. Don't think you need that. That. Yeah, in fact, most of this stuff I don't think you need. You know, nope. We'll leave the rest. That's to actually make sure that blue circuits, they need to be here. Blue circuits, rocket fuel, and low-density structure allow you to remake another rocket to launch up the science. Okay. Looks fine. They're making their way back. And on Gleba? Yeah, it's middle of the night and we've drained all the power. We should probably invest in chemical power or something along those lines. Or an awful lot more solar. But the most important bit, agricultural science. Excellent. In that case, it's time to start researching. What should we do first? It's got to be the captivity. Yeah, captivity's got to be the first one. We'll start researching that. Then once that's researched, we're probably going to want to do biolabs. Though we have to knock out biter egg handling at that point. Yeah, we have to capture something. You know what? We'll queue up another research while we're waiting for that one to knock out. Something hopefully that doesn't take too long. I think tree seeding. Yeah, and as well as that, we're going to grab fish breeding. We're going to need those at some point, so why not? And that should immediately start feeding in. Come on. Come on. Nice. A couple of productivity bonuses to go with it. Now, the agricultural ones will get... they'll get used a little bit faster, namely because they're not as fresh, let's just say. We have also stuck a filtered inserter here to remove junk from the line at the end. That's a temporary fix. We'll need to burn that off or something. But that should be perfect. How are you guys doing? Oh yeah, we might want to fill up the ship with a little bit more oomph for the return journey home. Apologies if things have been a bit chaotic and implemented weirdly. It's just trying to get everything done on time constraints was kind of tricky. I made some adjustments to the automation here. This is no longer enabled disabled by the amount on the line. It's the stack inserter. The stack inserter switches on and off. This way, what was happening was this thing was meant to plant seeds every time it harvested a tree, but it wasn't doing that. And the reason it wasn't doing that was because it was getting disabled by the automation. So by disabling the stack inserter, fine, we leave a bunch of stuff in the output. But at the same time, yeah, they still plant down the seeds. If you click on it, if you hover over it, you can see those white squares. Those white squares are basically the regenerating trees that are going to feed into the next cycle. And that's it. Navis, let's go. And no problems. Never mind. Yes, so what we've done is we've done the same on both sides. At the same time, I picked up a bunch of the jelly nut off the line. Reason being that jelly nut was all going to expire at some point. Oh yes, I turned off one of these. Never mind. I picked up all the jelly nut off the line and I processed it into its green jelly form, just so we could get all the seeds. That's why we have so many jelly nut seeds on us, and now we can go dump those into the plants. Now you, take all of this rot, would you? We don't want it. How are you looking? Ooh, how's our ship looking? You, what are you missing? Missing 50 more solar panels. We might actually just send them back at this point. Yeah, you're heading back. You're going to go back and you're going to collect 1,000 science. How do we automate this, I wonder? Like, the problem I have here is we can't make it on requests. All requests satisfied. Maybe we can have all requests satisfied but one. You know what? I'll figure that out later. For now, we're just going to manually do this until we've knocked out the bits we want. Ship's making its way there. It goes along at a decent clip. We might enable another engine. I mean, we seem to be plowing through these as quickly as we need to. And a fourth engine would allow us to go a bit faster. And it's not like we're short on ice or anything like that at the moment. I'm kind of happy with this system so far. Well, first things first, we need to make sure that we don't end up running out of power again anytime soon. You, give me that build. Put it right there. And put another one right there. Well then, that should hopefully provide us enough power to last, well, all the way through the night, the day, and rocket launches. We'll take another day-night cycle before the everything's charged up. Okay, over here. I have turned off one of the petapods. There was a problem here where this machine was outputting and none of its output was making it all the way around. These things are incredibly hungry for nutrients. What I should have done is had these nutrient-hungry things at the very end of the line. That way everything else gets fed first, they get fed last, and because... Oh, yeah, solar panel, never mind. And because they would get fed last, we would be able to work that way. However, that's not how it worked out. We also had to double up on the amount of output inserters on this thing, which is a problem, because now it's getting spoilage. So, redesign is probably in order at some point, but for now, we're just going to try and get the basic science done so that we can knock out what we want. Oh, and here is where rot becomes a problem. You'll notice we've got 60% of captivity researched, even though it only cost 1,000 science. We sent back 1,000 science, it's just it was so rotted, it didn't actually give us 1,000 science, which is why I wanted to set up the labs on this planet. Where is the... Ah, that's what the spores look like. So that's the pollution equivalent on this map, is spores. That will trigger the enemies to attack. And what is this? Navis, what are you doing? Yeah, the thing about this is, since we have cleared out the map, or just built the way we have, we only have to deal with expansion parties, and expansion parties can't really do much. They're just so small, and there's not enough in them that they just get mowed down. This thing has 40 repair packs still, and 11 construction bots to take care of the whole area. I think we're safe there for a while. Let's just concentrate on knocking out the last of the science here. There goes 1,000 science. Let's see how Event Horizon is doing. Once it lands here, it should immediately pop back and drop it off. Now, as for returning though, I think we need to change the return requirements. What the heck? Oh. It just launched a bunch of resources because we started producing a rocket back home. As in Gleb here? Gelb? We started producing another one. How's our power looking today? Power's looking a lot better since we bulked up the grid a bit. And it's even going to get better as we go along. You are half done and everything's looking solid as a rock. Excellent. Now we just need to keep this consistent and maybe tweak production a bit to be a bit faster. Look at that. Working not quite auto-magically yet, but we're getting there. Oh, Event Horizon, we need to tweak your leave conditions. I think what we're going to do it by is basically fuel. If fuel gets high enough, why not? So 49,000. All requests satisfied. No, get rid of that. Is greater than or equal to. And off we go. Perfect. So, once it gets to the other side, it will stay there until it's got 1,000 science on board, which it will request from the planet below. Once it's got that 1,000 science, it'll come back. And it's also going to request rocket fuel, low-density structure, and processing units from Navis and bring it over. So it'll bring over the stuff needed to launch the next rocket, meaning the only thing we need on Gleba is this. Might speed up science production a bit, though. If we could get science a little bit faster, it might be nicer. Huh. Oh, and the first science tech is done. That means we need to send back some, damn it, what do you call it? Ah! This stuff, bioflux. We need to send back some bioflux with the next shipment. How much bioflux is the question. You see, to capture one of these spawners, you need one of these capture bot rockets, which requires 20 bioflux. We should probably send back about 100 or so. Thing is, bioflux has a has an expiry time. Spoils in 2 hours. Actually, twice as long as your stuff. Okay. So we can make ourselves some of these rockets. We just need to set up the rocket production ahead of time, which should be pretty handy. All we need is flying robot flames, processors, and steel plate. Easy peasy. You see, back here, whenever we need anything, because we literally have no hands here, what we can do is just say, hey, I would like you to replace that chest with a passive provider chest. And then a construction robot will be along shortly to replace it. Then we just do that anywhere we need it. And since over here, all of the outputs have been effectively chucked into passive provider chests, so we can get transport belt, undergrounds, everything, inserters. All these things have been put into passive provider chests. That means anything we want can then be built here if we really need it. So, like, need more storage chests, need, say, this to be swapped from steel to whatever. It just all works this way so that we can do a little bit of construction on the remote. Though, we're going to have to leave shortly, I think. Does that mean we need a second rocket? Okay, I've gone like a bajillion years over time again. Plan here, though, is very simple. We have brought down a bunch of requester chests. I forgot to bring the provider chest. And what we'll do is we'll put the requester chests over here with the seeds. And then, if we check on the map, you'll notice there's a little very wonky and very terrible logistics network. So the plan would be all of the seeds that get produced at our main base will get shifted over here as necessary so that these plantings don't stop. As well as that, we do have the option to produce some landfill I'd like to make. Where is it? Yamako soil. Ah, an artificial jelly nut soil. I think the Yamako soil I would be very interested in. Okay, artificial Yamako soil, if that is your real name. How are you looking? Okay, so these are the only areas it allows. If we put in some artificial Yamako soil right there. Oh yes! It can now plant in the new location. So we can fill in this area and make it more productive if needs be. I don't think we actually need it. Currently we're producing the stuff as fast as we need it. But there's the ability to start moving this stuff to Navis. So we can get... overgrowth soil. Overgrowth soil can be planted on Navis. So we'd never be able to make the science back home. But what we can do is actually produce some of the things in here. Like we can produce carbon fiber, which allows us to make stack inserters, rocket turrets. But right now, We're getting rocket turrets simply so we can get coal synthesis knocked out. We want coal synthesis because that'll be useful long term. As well as that, we want advanced asteroid processing. This will make fueling up our ship faster and more efficient. And at the same time, we kind of are almost done here. I would like to rebuild this just a little bit to reorganize things. These guys are an absolute power hog in terms of nutrients. The fact that these guys eat nutrients, that's basically their power. We need to reorganize this so they're at the end of the line and the least demanding. But once that's done, yeah, we can pretty much leave here and leave this thing to its own devices until monsters come along and destroy everything, and at which point we can come back and fix it. But realistically, all we need is for this place to stay alive long enough for us to get preferably biolabs, productivity modules, overgrowth soil. I mean, Spidertron would be a huge bonus, of course. And then after that, I would probably finally get epic quality. But outside of that, that's all we really want. Then we're like, we could wait ages before we come back to knock out anything even more expensive. Anyway, I am way over time. Apologies for delay. It's just this is a messy planet, but very enjoyable. Anyway, I hope you had fun and good luck.